All right, today we are back and we are here at the Port New Orleans French Quarter side in Walt Disney World. Like, subscribe, and let's take a little tour. Let's explore. All right, here we are walking into the main entrance of Port New Orleans French Quarter. Let's come on in. Always a nice entrance here. This is one of the first modern resorts that I'm touring. Very nice. The Christmas decorations that they got here. There they go. Beautiful. This resort, of all the moderates, is one of the more popular ones. Very, very, very well themed for a moderate resort. Let's come on in here into the bar and cafe area. Let's go. Over here we got some jazz. We got like a jazz bar. Disney. A lot of the stuff in Disney World is always themed after him and sort of what his loves and passions were. So, very cool. All right, let's go into the Sassagoula Floatworks and Food Eater Factory, excuse me. So this is just a large area of a bunch of grab and go spots. Let's take a look at some of the stuff they're serving. They got beer and fried shrimp burger. They got a caprese chicken sandwich, barbecue pork sandwich. They got pizzas and chicken fingers and stuff for the kids. Let's walk this way. And this is where you come and get it right here. I like the food in this hotel. It's pretty solid compared to the other Disney hotels. But there you go. So once you make your way through there, you can then come out to the back. Let's go. There we go. This is kind of the courtyard in the back area. And once you turn the corner here, you'll see the back area. There's the main entrance. So once you make your way through the main entrance, you now have this back courtyard. You have these beautiful trees. I'm sure they're native to Louisiana, especially the Gulf Coast. You make your way to the back, you got chess here. There it is. Then you got checkers over here. You continue straight to the back and you have one of the best themed pools on Walt Disney World property. Here you have a little playground for the kiddos. On to the back. Very nice area. Hotel is very quiet tonight. It is a Monday. It is the week before winter break lets out for at least Florida. I think it's for a lot of the country as well. Then you have this bar area here, right next to the pool. Hey, waving, wave, they love to wave. We make our way to the pool here. We're just gonna look over the fence here. We don't wanna go in, so there you have it. Nice empty pool on a nice cold night. Here's the kids area, sort of the kiddie pool. This is one of the best ones to me out of all the resorts that I've been to so far. Very, very well themed and a lot of stuff going on. All right, let's make our way into one of the gift stores here at the hotel, Jackson Square. And let's see if there's any hotel related merch that catches our eye. Got some of your gift bag stuff here, some magic bands here. Here's a Spirit jersey, themed to, looks like Tiana's Bayou. Here's a nice shirt from the Port Orleans. It's actually a very pretty shirt from the Port Orleans resort featuring Tiana. Very nice. Here's a look at some of the Christmas gear you can find here at the Port Orleans resort. Very nice. More Christmas gear. Here's the other entrance to the side. Again, you guys know one of my favorite things to do at the resorts is to look at the artwork, the theming of the resorts. First off, Disney always does a good job with the tile and the, but again, these are one of the hotels that was built years ago by the old team. I don't really know if they're doing that kind of theming now. I know that Island Tower definitely doesn't have the theming of the Polynesian. I'm not the craziest fan of the Polynesian, but the theming at the Polynesian is world class. A shot of the entrance, guys. This is the main primary entrance to the Port Orleans Resort at Disney World. Again, look at the floor, the seats, the tables, even the roof. Look at this roof. This is a moderate hotel. You're not getting this at the Holiday Inn, but I mean, the theming from years ago in Disney, again, world class. Something I was thinking about was what makes the difference between a moderate resort at Disney versus a deluxe resort? Well, the first thing I can tell you and the first thing you would notice is the entrances. So when you walk into the Grand Floridian, when you walk into a Fort Wilderness, or even a Contemporary, the entrance has a wow factor, for sure at the Grand Floridian and for sure at Fort Wilderness. Port New Orleans, the moderate resorts don't have that wow factor. They have the theming, they have the ambiance, but not that wow, the high roofs and all that. They won't have that. Here at this resort, like every Disney resort, there is an arcade. Let's take a look. So you got the Star Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy, Avengers. I'm gonna make your way this way. You have more games. Want to get a massage? Oh, I love this game right here, Golden Tee. Definitely one of my top 10 best games that I'm at, that I consider that I'm pretty good at is Golden Tee. Make our way over here. Some bowling, basketball. Come out this way. Got some of these games. Some air hockey, if you want to do some air hockey. Come back out this way.
Yeah, what are all these kids doing at Disney? Yeah, I don't know.
These are some of the rooms. Again, the theming, the lights, the streets that have brick, the gates. Look at the gates of the, if you can zoom in, look at the gates of the rooms, the color of the walls. All of this feels like New Orleans. New Orleans from the 20s, the 30s, the 40s. If Disney were to make a hotel like this today, sadly, I feel it would be some sort of modern version of this. So it's nice to appreciate all this. Here's a nice courtyard area. Probably looks better during the day, but again, this is the kind of park I would imagine seeing in somewhere like New Orleans. Very nice. If you like quiet, I would recommend Port New Orleans, either French or River, or French or Riverside, or the Saratoga. Saratoga to me is the quietest of all the hotels. There is nothing happening out there. What else? Here's another square. One thing that I don't understand why Disney doesn't do, and you know, maybe it has to do with budgeting stuff or whatever the case is, but I don't know, like I mean the princess obviously for this hotel is Tiana, so like why not have Tiana walking around or make an appearance, not walking around, but you know, making an appearance where the guests can come out and see her and take pictures with her. I mean, you're already paying enough money as it is to stay here. Just feels like a real cheap way to add value to staying at these resorts, that people can create more memories. Oh, we got a boat going by. There it is off in the distance. Grand de Tours and Rue de Baga. They have these here, so when you park your horse, you can tie it around. Port New Orleans, get your beignets. Looking for really nice bushes? This hotel has the best bushes, by far. Look at this square. Look at these bushes. Take a look. Clean cut. Clean. See my shadow there? Clean bushes everywhere you look. And they could have a couple characters out here, you know, kind of meet and greet, but no, you get clean bushes. Guys, in this channel, we're gonna keep it real. Okay, this hotel, you know, it's not blowing me away by any stretch of the means. I do enjoy the New Orleans feel and vibe. I enjoy the quietness, but there's just not a lot to do here. They're just so quiet, you know, which is nice. Obviously, you want that after a long day at the theme park. You want a quiet hotel, but there is nothing going on here. All right, that's going to be all for today. Really not a lot to see in this hotel. Eventually, we're going to have some staycations. We're going to stay inside the rooms, but the rooms, you know, besides being themed, they're pretty basic rooms. I think at Riverside, there's way more to see. So I don't know if I'm going to make this into one video with Port Orleans and Riverside together as one, or separate them. I probably will just make this one on its own. So besides that, like, subscribe, and I'm out.